Hello, hello, check. 1, 2, hello?
Hello.
Oh my God, I've been trying to reach you guys for 2 weeks. Finally it went through. It is the Homemade Broadcast. This is episode 535. My name's Will Kuncz. This is on Hummel.
Hi. Yeah, it's me. And also, I am sorry.
Why?
I'm sorry that I'm late.
You're late. So that's why we are 10 minutes starting late because Anna, what happened? Tell us.
So I left actually early. I wanted to get here around 5:35, 5:40. That was the plan. That was the ETA on the GPS.
It's always good.
Didn't run into traffic.
Oh, that's really good.
Usually the problem.
Yep.
At about 5:46, I come to on the road.
You fell asleep.
No. I was so deep in thought. It was a self-loathing thought. Sometimes those can get carried away, that I suddenly am shooketh awake and I go, where am I?
And where were you? Do you know?
Nowhere near your house. Nowhere near your house. I realized the mistake I made later, which will make no one listening will care because they're not, maybe local. But for your sake, when you're going down 19, you're supposed to like get off at a spot.
Yeah.
I just kept going. I just went all the way till I hit it became 34th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not how
in St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
So near my old stomping grounds,
right.
Not near the new stomping grounds.
And I'm going over this hill and I go, it's been a while since I've been to Will's house, but I don't recall a big hill. And that's when it occurred to me, I'm nowhere near your home.
Oh, you must have been at 38th Avenue then.
Yes.
At Hump just before 38th Avenue.
Near the car dealerships or some car dealer. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's where I came to and called you in a panic and said, I'm sorry. I used a word, but I essentially am low IQ.
Yeah.
And I apologize for that, but it's weird to apologize for something that's not your fault.
Low
IQ isn't my fault.
I will have you know this: apology not accepted. How about that? No, that's all right. It's all right. It happens. I'm sure you don't have to apologize to me. You have to apologize to Joe. Joe's been in here commenting for a long time, waiting for you to show up.
By a long time, you mean the 2 weeks that we were out?
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. We've been trying to practice. We're on a 2-week hiatus, so it's good to be back here with you, Anna, and with you.
Louder in my ears.
Sure, I can do that. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, so much better. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So how was your hiatus?
Oh my God. I don't.
Did you find us a job?
Us?
Yeah.
Us?
No.
I didn't even find myself a job. I wish I would have brought it, but when they printed out my lanyard, for those that don't know, I went to something called Morning Show Boot Camp, where all the
it's like
movers and shakers of terrestrial radio live.
It's like a Comic-Con for nerds, but radio nerds.
Yes.
Instead of comic book nerds.
Yes. Now, when I registered for this event, it asks you where you work. And I said NA. Now, you would think they would take it upon themselves.
You mean WNAA? Or WNNA? Radio station?
No.
Oh.
Not applicable.
Uh-oh. That's embarrassing.
So you would think that they would just say like my name on the lanyard on a Hummel and then just like Tampa. But they actually printed out NA. And that made me really mad.
Did you try to change it? Did you sharpen it?
No, it was like a laminated lanyard. And you put it over your neck and everyone's like looking at, oh, you're at, WCO. Oh, you're at KQ. You're at, they're like, everyone's doing this. NA? Wait, is that a new one? No, I don't know why they printed that out. And that hurts my feelings. I should have just, I was fired. That would have been better than
fired.
NA.
Yeah, recently fired free agent.
Yes. Yeah. So that made me a little upset. But the conference, you will be attending next year. You must go.
Oh, yeah.
You must go. Let me tell you this. So most people know who Bubba the Love Sponge is, right?
I would imagine so.
Okay. Especially in the radio world.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that more people asked me what it was like working with Ryan Hoppy?
Oh, my God. Well,
and Bubba the Love Sponge.
I'll tell you this. I know that Ryan has frequented that morning show boot camp many times.
He has. So many people I was talking to, they're like, wait a minute, you're in Tampa. They're like, not Calta, nothing, Bubba. They're like, do you know Ryan Hoppy? And every time my response was met with just like a stare down. And I said, do I ever? Yes, I do know Ryan Hoppy. And I got the pictures of some effed up cupcakes to prove it. One of my favorite stories of all time.
Oh, well, that sounds fun. I'm glad I had a nice break as well. I'm struggling. I'm starting my new position at the company I'm working at.
Have you started?
No, I have 2 more days at my current call center-esque job.
You're gonna get fired tomorrow.
I could. I'm really hoping it's that last quarter mile. That's a big push. So that's exciting. I took a few days. I went to North Florida, up to Amelia Island, and had a nice little break up there for a few days, which was good. And mostly just worked during my break, but it's good to be back here with you all today. And Anna, have we got a program? We have so many things to talk about. First of all, I do want to say, I feel like we've just been talking about ourselves the whole time, but I do want to say thank you to those who did sign up for the Substack. I feel like we had an influx of people sign up, and then we went on break for 2 weeks. So I want to say thank you to the people who have subscribed: Garrett, Forsyth, Nathan Heimer, Juan M, Sparkle Weather, Sir Neil, David Rivera. Garrett's there twice. I hope this is the paid subscription one. And TC Mitts. I believe those are our paid subscribers right now. So thank you. This will be available to you audio only right after the show ends. I get it right up. And right now, that's the only benefit. So thank you all for supporting that benefit. And you can do the same by going to Substack. H is at hmbradio.substack.com. I should know this. Substack.com, some variation. Mm-hmm. You're going to find it. Okay. So, Anna, a lot happened over the past few weeks.
Oh, it sure did.
Was Kamala running for president when you left? When we last podcast? I believe
so, yes. But also, I don't remember, because
I don't really remember either.
Politics, it seems, every day feels like a year. Like, so much happens within each 24-hour cycle that I can hardly remember. But I believe Kamala was on the ticket, because I feel like I was making Kamala jokes at morning show boot camp when I was drunk, which is not the move, because most people there probably support her. But drunk, Anna forgets.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, realistically, it's 50-50, right? Do you think the radio business is mostly blue?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Because you have to understand who was there. It wasn't hardly any talk show, news talk people. It was all
like music,
top 40, a lot of blue hair, a lot of, what I realized is the new like duo ticket for morning show radio. And by that, I mean music. Girl, gay guy.
Yeah, I think that's been like that for a long time.
Or guy, gay girl.
That was
at least 10 different morning shows. They would come up and like introduce themselves, and I'm like, I feel like I'm noticing a pattern here.
Lesbian straight guy? Is that rock radio?
No. The Joe Show in Tampa?
Yeah.
It's guy, gay girl.
Oh, really?
And then before that, it was girl, gay guy, Miguel and Holly.
Yeah.
So, and then there were a lot of those when I was there, which is not a problem, but it obviously, but it was just something I noticed. Like, oh, that's a ticket right there. I think the girl gay dude is like the best combination.
Well, you know what that means is what I'm learning here from this conversation. One of us has to go gay.
One of us is gay.
Which one?
Probably me. I would like, maybe in the after show, I'd like to share a conversation, a heartfelt conversation I had with my mother that I think people would really appreciate.
Okay.
When I was over there, I think people would like that.
We should do that.
A little insight into my life and how I was as a child and the concerns my mother had and still may have.
Oh no. Yeah, okay, good. I would like to talk about that. We are going to do a little bit of extra time on the back end of this program. If you're listening on Radio St. Pete or regular podcast, of course, you can always get the show for free because I'm a bad marketer over at willsyoutube.com or on Rumble. You have to wait till Sunday, though. After the live stream, I do hide it behind the scheduling until Sunday when the podcast drops. But yeah, so you could do that. So we had Kamala Harris is going to be president. We got, speaking of straight girl, gay guy, her vice president, I think, is gay. I'm pretty sure.
Walls?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't think so?
Again, you never know, but like,
he has a wife.
Yeah.
But what does that mean?
Right. Nothing.
What does that mean anymore? So that's a good combo, not only in radio, but in politics. Straight person, gay. Combine them together.
Right.
Black, white swirl.
Yes.
It's delicious.
Absolutely.
Everybody loves
Everyone's down with the swirl. And if you're not, you should be.
And you were visiting all around. I'm trying to find which story to do first. Should we do something lighthearted?
We could start there.
Let's do something
before
lighthearted.
We get into something dark and disturbing.
I mean, we do have
It's
many
my bread and butter.
We do have many disturbing trends, but this is cool. Look at this, Anna. Florida ranked the most fun state. I mean, would you disagree?
No, I wouldn't disagree, but I feel like, we get a lot of a bad rap. Florida gets a bad rap for being like Florida man stuff, crazy stuff happens. But this is the other side of that same coin, is when you're crazy, you're also fun. You're also fun and people want to be around you.
Yeah.
So that is what this means. The more crazy, it's the fun, crazy matrix, much like the hot, crazy matrix.
Right,
it's the fun, crazy matrix.
Yeah.
Just think about the most fun people that you can think of that you like being around. They're insane.
Yep.
They're absolutely out of their mind. You can't spend too much time with them, but they are the most fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. And I mean, if you look at the states on this list, although I will say one is surprising. You got Florida, followed by California, just right behind there. Then you got Nevada, obviously Vegas.
Yeah.
California's got fentanyl and, others fun stuff. I guess Florida has that too. New York has Puerto Ricans, really fun. Colorado,
white people,
a lot of white,
best.
a lot of white,
best.
but like skiing white people too, which are like,
outdoorsy white people.
Outdoorsy
yes.
whites.
I think it might be the fittest state after Utah.
Colorado.
Yeah. They like to keep fit out there. They're crunchy granola.
Illinois, you got
Chicago.
dipped beef sandwiches. You got Chicago dogs, Chicago pizza.
Sandwiches?
Yeah, Chicago beef, where they dip the whole
Is that like
sandwich.
a Philly cheesesteak, but
kind
Chicago?
of. It's a little different. They actually dip it. Yeah, they actually dip the sandwich in the sauce, which I'm not a fan of, frankly.
I feel like you can only do that like right before you eat it. Otherwise, it gets very soggy.
It would get very, very soggy. Yeah, not great. Then you got Tejas, Texas. And a lot of people moved to Texas. Washington, another weird kind of drug state. I kind of think of Minnesota. That one was surprising.
George Floyd.
Lots of riots.
Riots
are fun. I will say that. I've never been a part of one.
That's the business owners that lost their life savings.
Oh, they have insurance. I don't know if you've heard, but they have insurance. So it's fine.
Shame.
It's fine. Minnesota is in there. That one's a weird one. I don't quite understand.
You can have riot insurance? Like, I thought it's only like natural disasters. Because insurance, I don't know if you know this, well, they're kind of stingy with stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So, they're going to say, no, you would be fine with like a tornado, but a tornado of BLM is a little different.
Yeah. I mean,
we're not going to cover it. Sorry.
I think there's general liability. Okay. However, yeah, I bet you there is some fights there. And then of course, Louisiana, New Orleans,
Katrina.
Fun.
Fun.
Hurricanes, deadly hurricanes that people are dealing with.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
I've heard that.
That was one of the greatest moments in TV history.
Oh, it sure was. Or Mike Myers. His face. The total score calculated considered other factors such as weather, beach quality, fitness centers, variety for the arts, scenic views, number of attractions, golf courses, country clubs, nightlife options, casinos, and quote, access to bars.
Do you know what that means? You know why it's in quotes?
No.
Because we stayed open during COVID.
Oh.
I just made that up, but that would make
could be.
sense, right?
That
It's like
could be.
they stayed, they access to bars because they didn't shut everything down. Remember?
Yeah.
That's what that means. That's code.
The key factors included restaurants, which we have a plethora of, amusement parks. Yeah, of course, Disney and Busch Gardens, and music festivals.
Like,
yeah.
but what state doesn't have that? Yeah, I'm not trying.
Well, theme parks, not many.
Really?
Really, no. I mean, there's like Six Flags. There's, I mean,
Cedar
there's a few.
Point in
Cedar
Ohio,
Point.
and
Yeah. I mean, there's a few, but where else?
Nate Bates Nut Farm. So that's
Yeah, I mean, I think Disney's got the lock. You got Universal here. You got SeaWorld. You got
Universal.
Yeah, you got all that stuff.
All right.
With Florida having the third most attractions per capita. Who has more? And I guess Disney is in California as well. California following behind with 65.14. Just Florida just nudging out California there. Florida Sunshine State ranked number 2 in the entertainment and recreation category and claimed the 3rd spot for nightlife. So that's cool. We live in a fun state.
Mm-hmm.
It is fun. They don't mention any of the things that we talked about what makes a fun state, but fun
nonetheless. I'll take it.
Yeah. What else we got, Anna? You put a few things in here.
I liked this, but maybe we should save that for.
Maybe we'll save it for the
back end.
Yeah, it's a little dirty.
It's a little spicy, which I like.
A little dirty. Okay, what about this one? This one's fun and silly too. We're gonna ease into it here.
Okay.
So let's share this tab instead. There we go. Anna, AI is taking over. It's taking over everything. It's taking over maybe comedy. Can you tell the difference between ChatGPT jokes and human written jokes? By the way, both terrible. I read these beforehand, and I'm going to have you play and guess. There's box A and box B. Also, you listening can also play. So the first one I want to mess around with is this joke, Anna, and I want you to tell me, is this ChatGPT or did a human being write these?
Okay.
First one, we'll go from box A. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Did a human write that or ChatGPT?
I mean, I've heard that probably decades ago, so I'm going to say human.
Interesting. What do you say out there? What's your guess? Okay, no guesses. No, I was going to go to the chat. No guesses yet. All right. I don't want to tell you now, but let's do this one. What's brown and sticky? A stick. Really bad jokes.
Yeah. I'll go ChatGPT on that one.
You're going ChatGPT with that one? All right, let's go over to box B and try one. What do you call a sleepy dinosaur? A Stegosaurus.
I think a human did that.
You think a human did that?
Yeah, because I feel like I've heard, and that's all because I feel like I've heard these before, like from childhood.
Yep.
How
do you catch a squirrel, Anna? You climb a tree and you act like a nut. Is that a human or ChatGPT?
I'm going to go a GPT.
You're going GPT.
GPT.
Oh, did you read that? I don't think I just spoiled it. Why did a jelly bean apply for a job? It wanted to be a Smartie.
Have you had Smarties? They're better than M&Ms. Yeah. Better.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
they're good.
They're good.
Good.
So these are all terrible, by the way. I don't think we have to worry too much about ChatGPT, or apparently human beings are terrible at comedy too. Box A was humans, and that's why you recognize ground beef. These are like kids jokes, like a popsicle stick joke.
Yeah.
Type of thing. What's red and smells like blue paint? Red paint. That's pretty good. That's probably the best one. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Do I have to laugh to get it?
No, you didn't. You don't have to laugh. It's not funny.
It's processed. It's here.
Yeah. So, I don't think we have to worry too much about ChatGPT still. Are you worried about? Yes. I was really worried.
Whatever you say, are you worried about? The answer for me is always yes.
You're worried
always
about ChatGPT.
Yes. Can I tell you why I was late?
Yeah.
Because I was worried.
Why were you worried?
I was worried. So I was on. I met Eric Nagel. We talked about Eric Nagel,
former producer of the
O&A
radio program. Yeah.
Right. And when he said that he worked for O&A, like I felt like I locked in on him at the conference. And it was actually the same time that Delilah was speaking.
Oh.
Which was like the keynote speaker of the whole conference.
Yeah, she's got the lockdown.
And
how old is Delilah now?
I have no idea. I didn't even see her. I don't even know what she looks like.
You didn't want to see Delilah?
I did, but here's the point. The point is that they had conferences and meetings and panels going on all day. And if you wanted to network or chit chat, you would go right outside of the doors and people would talk. And if it was something that people weren't really interested in, there'd be a lot of people in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it was something that everybody wanted to, be a part of or witness, then there was almost nobody outside. So during Delilah, it was just me and basically Eric Nagel outside.
Oh, she's a big draw.
Yeah. But I was so fixated on like him like getting the world that I come from, because so many people didn't. Like, it was hard for me to relate to a lot of people because they're like, who'd you work for? And I'm like, Bubba the Love Sponge. And 100% of the response was this, oh.
Oh my.
And it was, oh.
Oh dear.
Oh. So Eric Nagel says, yeah, I used to work for RONA, da-da-da. And immediately we just start talking, we're vibing. And he goes, listen, I'm doing a podcast at the where there's like an after party on the rooftop. And I said, I'll be there. He's like, come stop by. Like, we'd love to have you. So I get there. And of course, I'm panicked. I can't find them. I'm looking around. The place isn't that big. I'm like, where are they? So I don't have his number. So I'm emailing him. Hey, I'm here. I don't know where you are. I hope you don't think I'm like standing you up, because I said I would be there and I'm a man of my word. So he comes in like an hour and a half late. He's like, oh, we just like couldn't get the equipment working. So anyways, he does this podcast probably for about an hour and a half. And every time I'm like trying to get on a mic, I would get pulled into a conversation elsewhere. And then I come back and somebody else was on the mic.
Oh, so he was saying, come be on the podcast?
Yeah, he was like, come be on the show.
Cool. Yeah,
come be on the show. We'd love to have you. Okay.
Yeah, that's dope.
So I was there and they were like setting it up, talking, just the guys. And then I went to go talk to somebody about a gig, which I didn't get. Thanks. Anyways, I was hunting for this woman because something became available in San Diego. And the woman who was leaving the post was going to introduce me to the woman that was hiring for the post. And I was like trying to make sure that I could speak to everyone I needed to speak to. So I was talking to people. I'd come back. Then as somebody, they'd have like another guest on. And then I would leave, come back, and they'd have another guest on. So I was really thirsty to get on the mic. And I probably looked weird because I was like sharking around the joint, like looking eager, and I was getting drunker. That's not a good combination.
Yeah.
So anyways, get on the podcast. In my mind, I remember it going amazing. I'm like, this is why I do what I do. I'm amazing at radio. I'm so intuitive, and I just got a knack for this thing. And then mistake, right before I come over here, I'm like, you know what? Let me watch the episode.
Oh no. You're too drunk.
I'm interrupting people. I said, I can't even say it here. Maybe you're gonna have to like bleep it out. But at one point,
wait. Don't say it. Don't give me extra work.
What did you? One word.
Which one?
It's not that bad. It is probably fine.
Just say F or S.
It's not one of those words.
Is it R word?
No.
Is it N word?
No.
Oh my god.
No. But it's stupid. Okay. I'll edit it if it's a problem. But he asked me about Bubba the Love Sponge, and I said, yeah, cuck life. and my boyfriend was watching it with me, and he goes, oof. Yeah,
that's tough. That's
rough. It was bad. It was really bad. So, but in my mind,
so what did everybody do? Did they just go?
Oh, they just like ignored it. But and honestly, it could be they didn't get it, or it wasn't funny, or both, whatever. But anyways, I wasn't at all what I like. The experience didn't match reality.
Bummer.
Yeah, and then it was a kind of it's a good reminder for people in radio that it's A, it's never as good as you think it is, and B, it's never as bad as you think it is. You know what I mean? When you think you're like, oh, that was terrible, you listen, you go, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But then when you think you knocked it out of the park, you didn't. You did. I promise you, you didn't.
What were you drinking?
Vodka sodas.
Vodka sodas.
Always.
Well, basically, truly.
It was open bar. So what am I supposed to do? Except drink as much as I can in 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to just take it easy. And then 4 drinks later, in like 90 minutes, I'm running a little loose. And they were making jokes that I like wasn't picking up on because I was a little too drunk. Like I was so trying to perform that I wasn't really being a great listener.
So you were trying too. That was the other, when you tried too hard.
No, I wasn't trying too hard, but I was like so into being compelling, I think. I wasn't like, whoa, I wasn't doing that stuff, but I was just really engaged. And at one point I can see I shift. And I remember the thought I had, I said, it's time to listen, stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I scale back. But anyways,
I gotta listen to this podcast.
I watched that and I'm like, God, that was not at all how I remember it going. But it is what it is.
If you want to watch that, how do people find that?
Yeah. Let me see. I have it here.
Is it the Eric Nagel podcast?
Yeah. Eric Nagel podcast. Shout out to Eric Nagel. He's awesome. By the way, I could not tell if he was like 45 or 23. He looked, I was like, are you middle-aged or are you 24? I don't know. It's TBD.
It's Eric Nagel.
Yeah, Eric Nagel. It's episode 480, live in San Diego with Jordan and Eric. And I am on, I believe it's like an hour and 28 minutes.
Are you listed in the description? Oh yeah, Anna Hummel.
I'm like the last segment, and like the way I even enter into the conversation is I climb over a couch. I don't try to make.
Is there video of this?
Yes, there is a video.
Oh, good.
And yeah. Ew, could you move that?
Yeah. Sorry, it's my toothpick.
Nasty.
So who was the most? Joe wants to know who the most famous person at the podcast or at the.
Probably Delilah.
Delilah, probably.
Bobby Bones was there.
Okay, he's huge. Yeah, he's syndicated everywhere. Yeah.
I was like, this is me watching him. I'm like, I heard the name, but like I didn't really know. But yeah, Bobby Bones was a big one, and he was really cool. And some guy who has like an EQ of 0 asked a question, but it wasn't a question. He's like, does anyone have a question? And the guy just talked about himself, and he's like, that's not a question. He like shamed him, and I was like, Bobby Bones is awesome. He wasn't afraid to be like, what are you talking about? Why are you just talking about yourself? You know? That was great.
I can't tell if this must be a diss to me. Hey, Will, you mess around with radio's ham and stuff. I don't know what that means.
Like ham radio?
I guess so. Not really sure. I'm an Anna. Oh yeah, this guy's hilarious. He commented a few times. Hey Anna, this guy wants you to have your own program. He doesn't like.
I'm hooked on this podcast.
I'm hooked on this podcast.
What's his name?
I'm an Anna Mark. Waltz Diaz. Well, he says he's hooked on this podcast. That's good. Yeah. Who else
Buzzard
is in
Bob.
here? Buzzard Bob. Nice.
I know something about him that I can't say.
Why not?
Because you're gonna get mad at me.
Me?
Yeah. You're gonna be like, oh, I have to edit that out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We'll talk about him in the next 10 minutes.
Well, who else we got in here? I guess that's about it. Well, we don't really have time to get into another thing. I want to get into the dirty stuff on the after program bonus edition. So should we just say our goodbyes?
Let's say our goodbyes. And then I also want to talk about that conversation I had with my mother.
Yeah.
I was telling.
So you could get that, folks. If you're listening, obviously on YouTube right now, if you're joining us live on Wednesday, then you'll be able to hear this conversation coming up right away. If you're listening on Radio St. Pete, or on, you know what? I want to trash somebody too. I've been making a lot of enemies lately. But yeah, I want to do that too. We could go over maybe like best of the base stuff. I think that might be fun. But yeah, you could get this extra stuff if you're watching us on YouTube and Rumble on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. or 6:10 if Anna's a little late. You know, it happens from time to time. Or you know, if you're listening on Substack, obviously hmbradio.substack.com. You can get the audio-only podcast up right away. As soon as we're done, I put it up. So you have the whole program, the uncensored after stuff, and the whole show will be up ready at your disposal. If you don't catch us live streaming, then you're going to have to wait till Sunday. And that's a bummer at midnight. So who wants to wait? Nobody wants to wait. So make sure you subscribe, and thank you to those that do. Great to speak with all of you again on Radio St. Pete and the podcast. And we will talk to you next week. Freeloaders, that is. The rest of you stick around because we're going and saying dirty words right now. Fart. That's not it. I can't even do it. I can't do it with the mic's on. It is the bonus edition right now. Anna, are you a dyke or what? What's going on? What's up with your mom?
Oh, yeah. That's actually really good. It's like you pretty much nailed it. My mom and I had a deep and meaningful conversation when I was in California over a lot of things. I almost had a mental breakdown because I couldn't get into the gym that I paid for. Long story. The details are too boring, but they essentially didn't let me in, even though I was a member, but they were a select club.
Oh yeah.
So I came back to her house and I was I feel like my life now is I am working so hard to balance on the tightrope. And I feel like one tiny thing can set me off down a spiral of a nervous breakdown.
Is that because you picture yourself on a tightrope in your head? And
No.
You're like, one little move and I'm fucked.
No. I'm just explaining my emotional and mental state.
Okay.
I feel some days are better than others, but I feel like most of the time I feel like I'm like one thing away from just losing my effing mind.
You could say it.
I know, but it just I feel now I'm almost like, bashful to say because I feel like you don't like saying bad words. So I'm like,
Oh, I fart and do on this program, on this part of the program. I'll tell you that much.
So I have a mental breakdown in front of my mother, and it was more of just like a venting, cathartic release. And at one point, my mom is really trying to get in on the conversation, and in so many words, I didn't say this like these words, but the message was, can you please shut up? Because she was trying to be like, oh, I know. And I'm like, basically, I need you to listen. I need you to just sit there and let me vent. I didn't say it like that.
So she was trying to give you advice.
She was doing like the dude thing where they're like, let me help you solve this problem. And I'm like, I'm a girl. Just sit and listen to me. That's what it was. So it was probably like a 3-hour conversation going through all sorts of things. I mean, then we started talking about abortion. It got crazy. It got crazy. But at one point, because we're talking about all these political things after the nervous breakdown. So we're just kind of, getting deep, trying to get in her mind. She's trying to get in mine. And she goes, I'm really, really glad. And I hate to put my mom on blast, but she has left the Democratic Party.
Oh,
she's left the Democratic Party
after.
How old is my mom? She,
old.
A boomer.
Yeah.
She's a boomer. She was a Democrat her entire life up until about 2020.
Yeah.
When certain things started to happen, she said, no thanks, I'm good. So now she's an independent, which is that's fair. That's
yeah.
That's the way to go.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Respectable, no doubt.
Who is she voting for? What does that mean?
Say it out loud. It's going to get back to Auntie Barbara, and then no one's going to talk to my mom.
Okay.
But I hope this just says...
Yeah. RFK.
Let's just say she's interested in making America great again.
Oh, interesting.
On the DL, of course.
Sure. Not she's in Santa Barbara. Right?
No, she's in Orange County, which is a really interesting place.
Yeah, that's a Republican.
Because I saw exactly it is a red enclave in a very blue state. And I saw everybody, there were like billboards that said, you're no longer in LA. We prosecute here. I'm like, that's awesome. Because you know what's really nice? Orange County. And you know how they want to keep it? Really nice.
Really nice.
How to keep things really nice? You prosecute.
Mm-hmm.
You put the bad guys away or gals or whatever.
Yeah.
So my mom was telling me, and I've said this before, that I had to come out to my family as heterosexual. I turn this, I'm getting a little steamy, a little hot right now.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
There we go.
She's figuring out the fan. There you go.
Woman, stupid.
There you go.
And she said to me, when you were little, we thought that, We thought you'd be gay. Best case scenario. Worst, she's like, honestly, she's like, the trans thing wasn't even on the brain back in the 90s.
Right.
You know, that was some fringe-ish.
Yeah.
But she was like, she's probably a lesbo, which, you know, my mom was a liberal. It's one of those things. Let me tell you how my mother felt about it. It's one of those things where, like, she probably wish I wasn't if I was gay, not because she'd love me less, but I think parents think your life is, at least in the 90s, your life would be a little bit harder as a gay person.
Well, then not only that too, but you're kind of killing the bloodline in a way.
I'm doing that now.
Well, that's true, but they didn't know that.
Right, that's true. But I think that it's more along the lines of like, oh no, she's going to be made fun of. Oh no, she's going to be outcasted. What will she wear on her bat mitzvah? You can't really wear a power suit at your bat mitzvah in 1999. Like, that's not the move. So she was a little bit concerned, and she just went like this. Oh, I just hope it's a phase. I just hope it's a phase.
Yeah.
And guess what? It was a phase. Yeah. Now, I'm not hyper feminine by any means. But I'm also, you know, not a dude and not a lesbian. I'm just I'm just a gal.
Have you thought about it? Have you ever considered it?
Being gay?
Yeah. Like trying it out?
Yeah, I tried to kiss a girl once.
Because you were horny, or because it was a joke?
It was like I was playing lesbian chicken.
Yeah.
So probably not in the way that, not in a respectful way.
Right.
It was more like it probably would have been like abuse. But I would like held my friend down and I'm like, just stop resisting me. What am I admitting to?
Yeah, it kind of sounds.
She was laughing.
She was crowding tears.
She was laughing.
She was laughing.
Just
tears were coming out of her eyes.
She was unconscious. Anyways, my mom goes, I'm so glad that you grew up when you did, because had you been like you were in today's day and age, I can only imagine the things going through my head about, if my mom was one of those people who were like, oh, well, she must be trans. Let's put her on some hormone therapy at, 9 years of age. Right. And she said, I don't think she would have been like one of those people, but there's a chance that she could have been if you're exposed to certain groups of people. Yeah. And she was thinking about like even parents now versus then they would go, this might be a phase. She's maybe a tomboy. Maybe she's gay. Maybe she's not. Let's just wait it out. Whereas now people are like, oh, she wants to dress in the boys department. Well, let's put her on some, what is it? Lupian?
I don't know. Let's makeshift her a dong. Let's cut off some of her forearm skin and make a burrito.
Exactly. So she was just
what do they do about balls?
I don't think you get it.
Do they make like skin balls?
I don't think the technology is there yet.
I mean, it seems like it'd be easier to make because you could just put a couple ping pong balls down
the balls.
There. Yeah, but you want the whole aesthetic.
No one's procreating here.
Part of the penis is the balls. Part of the male genitalia. It's not just a little slit that the gals have. It's a total package. There's the penis, then there's the balls, and together they make one set of genitalia. Now, granted, balls are not
they kind of take a back seat.
Literally. Well, of course, they are backseat drivers.
Right.
But they do serve a purpose. They are there.
Yes, but also, if we're talking about a transgender person, it doesn't matter.
You can't just... No. You can't just have a dong. That looks so weird. If you just have... Now, I know it would be like if you...
You don't think it doesn't already look weird?
It does. It does.
She's got tits and a dick already, but you want to make it look real with the balls.
Yeah. No, I'm saying you should... It would be alarming. It would be like if you shaved your eyebrows and you walked in. It's like pulling down your pants and you have shaved eyebrows. It would look weird. Your face would look... If there was just a penis there. The burrito. Down there, and there was no balls. It would be very alarming to a partner, especially if they think it's a dude. They'd be like, hey, I feel like I'm looking at somebody with shaved eyebrows. What's going on down there? Oh, you don't have balls.
I mean, it might be a dead giveaway when they have to literally pump up their dick. That might be a dead giveaway that, something is a little different here.
Well,
something's a bit odd.
You do that in the bathroom, and then you come out. And you get it's all pumped up and ready to go, but there's something missing down below.
You're right.
Two things
you could
are
probably
missing down
disconnect
below.
from the pump because in my mind you are attached to a tire pump. Like that's how I see it.
It's just an air compressor that's in the bathroom, just running the whole time. Where you gotta.
This thing's at 200 psi.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's right. Rock hard. That's what I'm talking about. I don't forget how we got here.
We were talking about my mom being very grateful that she just let me wait it out because kids are weird and they have weird requests.
Yeah.
And my mom realized that I think I was embarrassed to be a girl. She was trying to diagnose me and I believe she was probably correct. I developed pretty early for a girl and I was embarrassed by it. And I just wanted to cover my body completely because I didn't want anyone to see my little, 10-year-old
boobies. Yeah. Those are boobies.
Yeah. And I was like big. Like now I'm like on the petiter. I'm not that tiny, but I'm on the smaller end.
You're pretty tiny
for a female.
Yeah.
But when I was in 5th grade, I was like the
Hulk.
China.
Yeah, you were the
I
Hulk.
was big. I was bigger than all the boys, and I was obviously bigger than all the girls, and I had these giant fucking titties.
These giant A cups just flopping around all over the place.
A cups compared to like,
well, right.
You know what I mean? Completely, a child's breast. And then I got these, very voluptuous, the same, what I'm working with now is what I was working with when I was 10.
Yeah.
I didn't like them. I didn't want them to be seen. I just wanted to blend. Because when you're in like elementary and middle school, you don't want to dare to be different. You just want to blend. You just want to be, I just wanted to be not noticeable. Don't notice me. But here I am with this, I got these bangs that are 3 inches thick and these big old boobies. And I'm like bouncing around because I refused to wear a bra because I'm in denial. So I would just wear boys' clothes. And that's what it was. It wasn't that I wanted to be a boy. It's that I didn't want people to look at me.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to cover up. And my mom saw right through it. She goes, we don't have to cut off her boobies. We don't have to put her on puberty blockers. We're just going to do this and do a little pray to God. And everything worked out just fine. I femmed out. And I think my parents did one of these.
Still not wearing a bra. Still wearing.
It's a training bra.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a pain in the ass. I see the stuff that women have to go through with just maintaining their bodies and plucking them and grooming. It's a lot.
It seems like a lot. I don't do much. So, but yeah, the women that do, yeah, it's a lot.
I found these great pants. These are great. I'll show you all. Well, they look just like pants, right? They're just like I can't really see them.
What are you doing? I feel very uncomfortable. What are you?
They're just shorts.
What are you asking for? Do you want people to?
Well, I want to tell you
a thirst trap right now.
No, I want to tell you how easy it is to be.
To be a
male
guy
in these times. These are it's like a bathing suit, but they look like just regular shorts. And I just don't wear underwear anymore.
Me neither.
Okay, well, so maybe it's easy to be a girl,
dude, but I'm gross. Like I'm considered, I don't like putting a lot of effort into anything these days. You ask me to put on eyeliner, I'm like, no.
Heels.
No.
My girl came down in some heels the other day. She's like, "What do you think?" I go, "Oh, you look great." And she goes, "My feet already hurt." I'm like, "Just don't wear them. You don't need to wear those for me." She's like, "Okay." Put on her Birkenstocks.
Hell yeah.
So you can do. There's like Crocs heels now. That Crocs makes heels.
I'm trying to imagine what this looks like.
They're not that bad looking.
I feel like Crocs makes some other things that aren't like the original typical Crocs. Like they have a variety. Everyone wears them now. The children love the Crocs. Remember when we used to make fun of them like 5 years ago?
Do you know the story behind Crocs?
No.
Well, I know a story, and I think I heard it on Joe Rogan's podcast. It was the first time I saw Crocs was in a film called Idiocracy, a Mike Judge film, where it's about kind of a post-apocalyptic. I can't say this word. Apocalyptic.
With Luke
Wilson.
Yes.
And they were obviously on a budget. The film only had like, a couple $1 million, like $10 million budget or something. You can go through that real quick. So they wanted to find a stupid shoe, and they happened to find this brand Crocs, and they were really cheap. So everybody in that movie is wearing Crocs. I don't know if you knew it, because he was like, these are the most R-worded things I've ever seen in my life. This is what stupid people would wear. And now they're like, everybody wears Crocs.
The Gen Z and the Gen Alpha, which is what the little kids are called,
The Gen Alpha.
that is all that they wear. That is
Crocs.
all that they wear with the socks.
With the gibbets.
Yes, with the
pins
flare, on it.
Yeah, I came close to buying a pair, and I was just like, I just can't do it.
I would love a pair.
Can't do it.
But I feel like this is so silly, but I don't want to buy them until everyone is like over them, and then I want them. Like I was gifted. This is horrible, and I hope she's not listening. I was gifted a Stanley for Christmas.
Yeah,
Hanukkah, winter solstice,
everybody
whatever.
Loves those.
And it's like my favorite color. Everything is great, but I'm like, I don't want to be a basic bitch. So I don't want to use it.
Yeah, I get it.
And I have a water bottle that's way better and like fits on my bike and has a little strap on it. And Stanleys don't have that. They just have the big handle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just sitting there, but it's like a good quality.
Those are people are going bananas over those things. If like people were tearing up, I haven't seen like people tearing up stores in a while, unless it's
wait
like
3 more months.
Yeah.
And you'll see it again.
Yeah, but I mean, like people like looking like a Tickle Me Elmo, or I don't know what else were people looking for back then. Beanie Babies,
Furbies.
Yeah, Furby, whatever. Like people were going nuts, like running through the stores trying to get these things.
Yeah.
And I saw videos of people trying to. Oh, it was Stanley's and then Prime Energy drink. Logan Paul's and other guys' venture.
Is it the black YouTuber? Or?
Yeah, the English guy.
Yeah, what's his? Not Exhibit.
I don't know.
Oh my
I'm
god,
too old.
Really?
Not Exhibit. It's like XKS or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
MSG. I forget. But we are boomers.
But yeah, those are the only. But yeah, people were going absolutely crazy over those. So anyway, finish the story about your mom before I forget.
Oh no, she was just grateful for the fact that she parented in an age where you just waited things out instead of jumping to the chase and immediately administering, lifelong affecting drugs to a developing body.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful. She was grateful, and she was grateful in more ways than one, even though she didn't say it that way.
Yeah, I know that. I saw. Actually, I have it in the prep here. But speaking of that, and I guess it's a good. I guess other stuff I want to do though as well. But I saw this story. It's kind of parallel. I don't know how YouTube's going to react with this one, but Donald Trump's in trouble because he called the Olympic boxers men that are XY chromosome. He's in trouble for that. Falsely labeling female box, but they have XY chromosomes.
Do they though?
That's what I heard.
Because I heard both, but I heard the opposite, that they don't.
Listen, there's a lot of.
I don't know.
I wanted to bet the Algerian person to win. Remember, I told you I was going to bet. This is the thing. You just because you get the Hard Rock Bet app. Guess which conveniently, which matches were not listed. Those ones. I was prepared to put down like $5,000 because I knew that they were going to win. Whatever. I'm not comfortable saying that either. I'm more comfortable saying they at this point, which is maybe the point of this whole conundrum. But yeah, you could not. Guess what? The tribe said this one we're not going to take any wagers on this one. But I was prepared to put down $5,000. And guess what?
What?
I would have won it. I would have won.
Yes.
And maybe that's why the tribe said, I think we're going to sit this one out. They don't want to get into politics. The Seminole Indian tribe, God bless their hearts. They're just trying to get by. They're struggling too.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think that if they could go back in time, okay, you are Seminole tribe leader. You are
Chief Seminole.
No, I was thinking going to say something insulting, like I don't know.
You're just forcing it.
Yeah, I am. Okay, you're the Seminole tribe chief. And you are given a choice, okay? And let's just say this is just a hypothetical situation. Chief Seminole, if you could go back in time and undo all the horrible things that were done to your tribe by warring tribes, the colonists, whomever.
Yeah.
Or have things exactly as they are now, and you are a billionaire and an owner of a casino.
You're asking about the current chief?
Yeah, you're the chief. I'm asking you, what do you think? What do you think he would do? What would you say? Be like, I love things the way that they are, and I wouldn't change a damn thing.
It'd be tough sitting in your gold bathtub filled with gold coins,
right?
Like your Scrooge McDuck, because they do pretty well.
They do real well.
They do real well right now.
So
it'd be tough to say. Do you want the West? Do you want the Great Plains of the United States, or do you want a gold bathtub with gold coins? A big bathtub that you could dive into it like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
I think the answer's maybe clear, maybe not so clear. Maybe you could go and ride horses on the Great Plains.
Because you know how they say what's good for the goose is good for the gander?
Yes.
But you know the flip side of that is what's good for the gander isn't always good for the goose.
Good for the gander is always good.
Does that make sense?
It's kind of.
So it's like, okay, if we can uplift you, maybe you can uplift your community. But if we uplift too many people in the community, then that's clearly not good for you. More competition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's like Saudi Arabia too. They have a huge family. So there's like a bunch of plebs with like Ferraris, and they just like put them on two wheels on the interstate and race them down and flip them. And
you want to know the second wealthiest family in Saudi Arabia?
What? Who?
The Bin Ladens.
Oh, the Bin Ladens. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Booyah.
Why are they so mad?
He was.
Why are they so mad? Why did he was living in, I don't want to say luxury, but he had a very comfortable life in Saudi Arabia and then traded that to live in a cave.
Well, there's always that's a story as old as time.
Don't
right?
respect what he did because he's a terrorist and he killed a lot of innocent people.
Mm-hmm.
But he walked the walk, he talked the talk.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He really believed and was down for the cause because he said, I'm turning in my bell bottoms to wear a dress for the rest of my life.
That is true, because I was going to say that there are a lot of like rich, aristocrat families here in America, and they're all the kids are like communists. But they also
they're not though. They're not living in a cave.
Right. They're just giving their money to
they still drink Starbucks.
Yeah, they
just wear a free Palestine t-shirt that was made in China.
Yeah. They buy their kafayas from Urban Outfitters.
From Amazon.
Yeah.
The devil himself, Jeff Bezos.
Right. So you're right. Yeah. I mean,
he walked the walk, he talked the talk.
Although wasn't he a CIA operative as well at a certain point?
Was he?
I think so. Let's look it up. Do you think Google is going to tell me the truth, or should I do DuckDuckGo? I bet you Google will. Was Osama bin Laden a CIA? Oh. Google's not. Hunt for bin Laden. Allegations of CIA assistance to Osama bin Laden. That's on Wikipedia. Doesn't say anything. Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Listen, I've been wrong a few times. I was going to say many times, but definitely not many times. A few times. Yeah. I still think he probably was.
Right. How did we get on Osama bin Laden?
It's hard to say. We've had a few weeks off. So it's easy to get a little bit rusty, and just go into uncharted territory. Should we get into this story about the girl getting shamed?
Yeah, I liked the story.
Okay. So you guys are all deviants out there, real sick bastards, if you're listening to this program. And so this is a tale about, I believe it's a Brit, who decided to share one of her kinks with her friends. And this is a gaggle of gals, biological women. And somehow the story came up, do you have any kinks? In the discussion, she admitted that she liked to be choked during sex sometimes, with her husband, by the way. Well, I guess that doesn't really matter, but it's with somebody she trusts. Her friends did not like that. And now she feels ostracized because her friends are now telling her that that's a indication of other violence. And perhaps her husband is some sort of real sick bastard that she's with. So it's not even her really that's in trouble. It's him. I feel bad for him now. If these girls come over, they're going to be like, you're a sick bastard.
Well, I mean, in the article, her friends are questioning her. Isn't that anti-feminist?
Yeah.
You know, so they're even blaming her for being into this kink. And she says it in the article. And I almost agree. It's so vanilla, like common. I won't say
that's
vanilla.
not being bad.
It's so common that she was like, this is hardly a kink. This is hardly a kink.
That's a pretty common one. I don't like doing it because it freaks me out. I mean, maybe if I would just be, well, I was always scared of, I tried like the consent thing one time with a girl.
What?
Like where you're supposed to
like explicitly ask?
Yes, like, can I touch here? Can I do this?
Versus just doing it and they're like, no, and then you got okay.
And afterwards she's like, don't ever do that again.
During the Me Too stuff?
Yes. I was really afraid because I was online and like meeting women online.
Yes, I remember.
On Tinder and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't want to get, and I had a scare one time. Did I ever tell you this story? With the
No.
So I was like wasted than that at the beach. This was 12 years ago, probably.
Were you shitting your pants at this time?
Nope. I did not shit my pants. That came later. But I was just at the beach and I met this girl, just on an app, and she wanted to hang out. And I was like, listen, I've been drinking. I'm like drunk. If I don't know, she's like, that's fine. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I guess you come over to my house. And we ended up hooking up. She was doing stuff to me with her mouth. Twice, two times, I might add. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then she went home. I was like, that was best day ever. Beach and beach in the same day. That's phenomenal.
She leaves.
And then she left
without
pretty much
being
right
asked
afterwards.
to.
And then I remember reaching out, just, hey, that was fun. We should hang out again soon. And she was like, okay, but I'd like to maybe be in a public place next time. I was like, okay. That's fine, but she started implying that maybe she didn't really want to do the things that she did two times. And I was like, I don't really know what to say here. It seemed like you were a pretty eager beaver chomping on that wood. But I was like, okay, sure. And I was like, sorry if you were uncomfortable. I don't know. But it freaked me out, man. It freaked me to fart out. And I was just like, I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable or do anything, get in trouble. Because people started getting in trouble around that time.
So you preface by saying, hey, I'm drunk. Like, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's cool. And then you're like, would you like to go back to my place? She obliges. Yes.
Yeah.
And then she did that thing twice.
Yeah.
And then turns around on you and was like, maybe we should meet in a public place next time.
Yeah.
As if to have like a real date or.
I guess. Yeah. Which I would have.
Maybe that's fine.
That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. But it was just weird that she was like, yeah, maybe in a public place. Cause I don't really like how things went down. I was just like, wait, what?
Like it was your idea.
Yeah.
Bitch.
This is kind of your thing. But
she probably just felt bad that she kind of like hoard out.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but what bugs me though about it is she's probably like, yeah, I was one time there was a guy who took advantage of me. And she's talking about me. And I don't like that at all.
So wait, tell the story about how you asked for consent one time. And the woman said, never do that again.
It was the worst. It was just like she just came over and I was like, can I remove your shirt? I was just literally asking.
You said that.
I was literally just yeah. And halfway she's like, don't stop. Just stop that. And I go, look, I'm trying to be a
better man.
And she's like, just don't worry about it. I was like, okay,
was she like a lefty type or was she just a normal chick? Or
I can't remember. This was a long time ago
I
too.
wonder if there are any chicks that like that.
I don't think so.
Because it's one of those things like because sometimes as women, we're like, we like that he is listening. We like that he's conscientious.
Yeah.
But also that is not hot. Does that make sense?
It's not. It's not at all.
So
also too, I feel like, men are supposed to kind of take charge in that aspect.
Yeah, that's what women want. And that's why that chick like being choked out.
Yeah.
Is it's like a very primal, dominant, submissive sort of thing that most of the time men take the dominant role and women not always, but typically like being in the more submissive role.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah. In the bedroom.
Not always.
Not always.
Of course,
not always.
But generally, yeah. And that one's such a not lame, but that's like something you read in like 50 Shades of Grey or something, which I've never read or seen the movie, but it's just like
the choking thing.
Yeah, that's like a very common one, right? That's not even.
Yeah, but 50 Shades of Grey is known for being pretty spicy.
Okay, so
I saw the movie one of them.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, at the time I was also watching a lot of porn, so I was like, this sucks.
Oh, this is nothing.
This is nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's boring. So anyway, I think this lady needs to get new friends, and she can't bring him around her husband anymore either because they think he's a creep.
They think he's not just a creep, but he's a violent predator, abuser. Yeah.
So she really kind of sold him out unintentionally, though, because they shouldn't have that reaction. But we live in a weird world now.
Yeah, but I kind of know what that feels like. Not the kink thing, but when people start telling you like, oh, you experienced something you didn't think it was bad, and then people start feeding you information about like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
And you're like, then all of a sudden that experience gets like associated with like a new memory, and it actually causes you more damage.
Yeah.
Because now you start second guessing. You're like, oh my God, was I abused?
Yeah, but also like, am I something wrong with me
that I didn't mind it?
Yeah.
Is it the sort of behavior I'm accepting and allowing in my life?
Am I a sick bastard?
Am I a masochist?
Maybe I'm the sick bastard.
Am I a transgender masochist?
It's a modern world. Anna, great to be back. Great to speak. Let's go through these comments real quick. Anna is great. There you go. CC Hall.
You're the only one that thinks that.
What else we got? Bold take here. Adam, crimes against indigenous people are atrocious. Agreed. Thank you. I'm crazy for poop. All right. Crocs rocks. All right. These are hard. Oh, let's see. Hey, Will, in the past, you said you had intrusive thoughts about the soft spot on a baby's head. Really sick stuff. I don't think I said that, but who knows?
What did you say?
I did not say that.
What about a soft spot?
I do not understand what this person's talking about.
Oh, I know.
What?
I think we talked about it on Stay Woke or something. And I think you had qualms about if you were with someone that was pregnant with your child, that you would feel some type of way about penetrating that person vaginally because you didn't
if they were with child.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I don't think that's the
soft spot in its head.
I haven't
mushroom stamp.
I haven't been in that situation, Root Vegetable, but yeah, I think I still feel the same way. Any more? There's a bunch here, guys. Golly.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for
thanks for hanging out with us.
Contributing and getting in there. What's up, Buzzard Bob? Ass Eater Bob.
Oh, he's an ass eater.
Yeah, I say that almost every show, and you're always equally surprised every time I say it.
I do remember the wrestler Kamala. Hello, Don. Great to see you.
Can Montel Williams speak at the DNC, please? Please, I would love to see that.
Somebody sent me a message about that. Remember we were talking about her
the girl, the other woman.
The other woman. Apparently, that's his daughter, Montel's daughter. That's what some guy said. So I don't know.
I mean, we could figure that out immediately after the show, or should we do it now?
Montel Williams'
daughter,
children?
And then maybe pull up that.
Look up Montel Williams.
Okay.
And
He has
children. He does
children.
have Ashley Williams, Marina Williams, Montel Williams Jr., and Wintergate Williams. I like that. Is that her?
How old is she's 30? That's not her.
That's not her.
Because that was from about 20 years ago. So
Okay.
put the
So is it Marisa Williams?
let's see, Marisa.
That might be.
No, that's not her.
She's 36.
20 years. She was not 16 in that.
She might have been.
She was not 16.
Ashley
40.
Williams.
That might be her.
That might be her. Ashley Williams.
We see images.
What? Not a lot of pics.
Oh,
we probably don't. We probably don't have it pulled up here for the people.
I mean,
This is not her.
No,
It's definitely not.
Can you do
her.
Ashley Williams, Montel Williams? Ashley Williams, Montel Williams. No,
Where?
just yep, at the very bottom.
Ashley Williams, Montel Williams. Yes, that is her.
Is that her?
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, this is
Anna.
I feel.
How
dirty.
dare you?
I feel.
So that's
nasty.
the infamous picture there.
Why didn't anyone say that? Why it doesn't look. She kind of looks like Kamala. She's of the same. She looks like she's of the same. Combination.
You saying that she's not black?
She's black and something else. Could be white. Could be Indian. Who knows?
Could be anything.
Yeah, that's definitely her.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
So we got.
Sorry.
We owe an apology to Montel Williams and Kamala Harris
and Ashley Williams.
Ashley Williams.
I'm sorry. I thought you were just a hoe. You were just dressed like a hoe with your father and his girlfriend, and I apologize.
Yeah. Well, sorry everybody, and thank you for joining us. And catch it on Substack. I'm gonna put it up there right now. And if you missed it, if you missed the caught part of the stream, it'll be up on Sunday at midnight. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.